Hello everyone, this is Sheba Joy. Welcome to my channel Zion Shekinah Official. Zion means God's dwelling place, Shekinah is God's glory. Today we're going to look at Proverbs chapter 17, verses 1 to 28. Better a day crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. A prudent servant will rule over a disgraceful son and will share the inheritance as one of the family. The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. A wicked person listens to a deceitful lips. A liar pays attention to a destructive tongue. Whoever mocks the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Children's children are a crown to the aged, and the parents are the pride of their children. Eloquent lips are unsuited to a godless fool, how much worse lying lips to a ruler. A bribe is seen as a charm by the one who gives it. They think success will come at every turn. Whoever would foster love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. A rebuke impresses a discerning person more than 100 lashes a fool. Evildoers foster rebellion against God. The messengers of death will be sent against them. Amen. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool bent on folly. Evil will never leave the house of the one who pays back evil for good. Wow. Starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam, so drop the matter before a dispute breaks out. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. Why should fools have money in hand to buy wisdom when they are not able to understand it? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. One who has no sense shakes hands in pledge and puts up security for a neighbor. Whoever loves a quarrel loves sin. Whoever builds a high gate invites destruction. One whose heart is corrupt does not prosper. One whose tongue is perverse falls into trouble. To have a fool for a child brings grief. There is no joy for the parent of a godless fool. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. The wicked accept bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice. A discerning person keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. A foolish son brings great grief to his father and bitterness to the mother who bore him. If imposing a fine on the innocent is not good, surely to flog honest officials is not right. The one who has knowledge uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even-tempered. Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. So here in Proverbs chapter 17, let's look at verse 1. It says, better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. What the word of God, Proverbs, is saying is that, even if people have a little bit to eat, and when there's peace, there's like so much of, and quietness, even that little bit of food that they have on their tables is much better than a house, which has this feasting, which means which has a lot of food, which has variety of food, which has new recipes or new cooking and everything in abundance and all that. Still, that house, when it has strife, that means it is not good. It is not at all good for the house or the people who dwell in it. Why? Because why would they be, we would wonder why, when so much of food is there, why would there be strife? Because sometimes that food on the table must have been gotten from ill-gotten means, or by bribery, or by doing wrong, by indulging in wrong things, or by doing wicked things. So there's always strife. There's never health in such kind of food. So that's what the Proverbs is talking about. And verse 4, a wicked person listens to deceitful lips, a liar pays attention to a destructive tongue. See, sometimes, when it's so true, because a wicked person does listen to deceitful lips. And sometimes, you pour out your heart, and then it happened to me so many times. I pour out my heart to people and I say, this is what has happened, this is this and that, but they never listen. They never listen is because of one of the reasons that I never understood till I read this verse, which says a wicked person listens to a deceitful lips. That means those people, they're already wicked. That's why they don't want to listen to you. Or in an other, I'm not talking about other circumstances where they are yet they don't have time, or they don't care, or they don't understand what is going on, things like that. I'm not talking about those scenarios, but I'm talking, but God is saying about this, and what I'm trying to explain here is that these wicked people, that you think maybe they're your friends or supporters or something like that, or good people and all that, but actually they're not, because they are wicked, they cannot listen to the truth. Okay. And a liar pays attention to a destructive tongue. How this is very true, folks, because this is very deep also. Why do you think that liars pay attention to destructive tongue? That means their heart is never good. Because their heart is never good, they pay they pay attention. It says in the Bible, how real and how true this is. They pay attention to a destructive tongue. That means they're never in support of good. Why? Because they're also liars. They like telling lies. They like saying wrong things about good people. They like to concord things. They like to gossip. That's why they never listen to the good people. They only listen to the destructive. They only listen to wicked people who are deceiving and conniving. Verse 5, whoever mocks the poor shows contempt for the meeker. See, we have read this so many times. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Okay. So we have to be kind to all people, no matter what class they are, what profession they are. It says, why? Because who made them? God. And when we are not kind to them, when we show contempt, then we show things like, oh, they is not good, she is not good, her profession is not good, she is a maid, she is a servant, she is a laborer, she's this, he's that. So when we say such things to such people, it says in the Bible that we show contempt. That means God is asking us to be kind to such people. And whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Like, people who are wicked are always wicked. Their mind goes very, in a very twisted way. They keep talking about, their wicked achievements as achievements, wicked things as achievements, and they gloat over it. It says in the Bible, which means they keep saying good things. They keep saying, they find glory in what they have done and what they do, and then they keep saying about those things. That means they keep, brooding about it. So God is saying that for such people, disaster, for such people, they will not go unpunished. So he's very clear on this. He's saying that such people will not go unpunished. Verse 7, eloquent lips are unsuited to a godless fool. So, see, those who speak with wisdom, they're very not suited to a godless fool. And how much worse lying lips to a ruler. See, when a fool, we know someone is a fool, and then they try to talk some, kind of like knowledge and all that, but still it is like it's coming out from a fool. So even though he has eloquency, even though he has fluency in his mouth for such things, it's still regarded it's not right, it says in the Bible, because foolish person, wicked person talking some kind of knowledge is not suited there. So also, uh, a lying lips, it is very worse for a ruler to have lying lips. Why? Because when he's ruling, he needs to be very, very truthful to where he's ruling. Maybe in the government, maybe in the offices, maybe in the other sectors, maybe in public or private sectors and all that, or maybe as a doctor, whoever it is, when they're ruling over something and someone and some group and all that, if they tell lies, then it is not suited at all. It is not right, it says in the Bible. In verse 8, a bribe is seen as a charm by one who gives it. They think success will come at every turn. So it's again talking about a foolish person, a person who gives bribe. He sees it as a charm. He sees it as a lucky thing. They call it like very lucky. Oh my God! See, when we were attacked in 2019, and the reason I'm taking up all these things is because not that I have forgotten or forgiven and all that stuff. I've not forgotten, but I've forgiven such wicked people. But the thing is, and I left them to God, but the thing is, when these things come, it reminds me about things like that. And I had to go to a lawyer because they just barged in, even though they had their own side. They had their thing, half of the land, half of the house registered, yet they came and attacked us. So why? When I went to the lawyer gave me some good tips, some good instructions as to what I should do. But he did not keep up his word of fulfilling it. Why? Because these people went and bribed him. When he went and bribed them, when they went and bribed him, he got bought, and he did not do the needful. Otherwise, these people, for doing such an act, would have been in jail. An FIR would have been taken care of, but it didn't happen that way. So it says that a bribe is seen as a charm by the one who gives it. And then these such fools, such wicked people think that success will come at every turn, but it's not the case. They think, oh, we have bribed that person, so we got away. We are lucky at it. But God is saying, and they think that success will come at every turn, but God is not. But God is saying that's not the case. Verse 11: evildoers foster rebellion against God. The messenger of death will be sent against them. My God, it's so powerful, so true. And and evildoers. And we talk about, some people say, oh, we have to pray for such evil people, wicked people and all that. Yes, we have to. But if they don't listen and they don't fear God, how do you think your prayers will even affect them or even work for them? I don't think so. Why? Because, see, the thing is, it was very different when Saul turned into Paul, because he was not killing on his personal way. He was killing because it was his duty as a governor of the country, and commander in chief, to erase all the Christians there, or the Jews. But on the other hand, a wicked person who has like this personal convictions of doing wickedness and doing evil against the innocent, against the right ones, God is saying, and they foster. That means that what God is saying, that these people actually go against God. How true that is. They go against God. And what does God do? God sends the messenger, means he sends the angel of death to them. So when such wicked people go against the innocent, against the right ones, and what is God, which means that these people are not going against these people in flesh and blood, they're going against God, it says in the Bible. So what God does, when someone goes against him, what is he going to do? He's going to send the angel of death to their house for them to face death. This is what Proverbs 17:11 says. 12. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool bent on folly. That's so true, isn't it? Sometimes we can't understand, sometimes we can't explain anything to the fools. Even the simplest of the simplest things we cannot explain to them. Why? Because in previous chapters we saw that fools wicked people are mostly fools, because the mind goes in a wrong way, that thinking is very twisted. They can't see what is right. They can't they can't understand what is right. So it's saying that Proverbs, is comparing a fool to actually a bear. Nobody can rob the cubs, the little ones of the bear. But eh, the book of Proverbs is talking about it's better to meet a bear robbed of, but meaning meet means when the bear's cubs are robbed and you go and meet him, he will be in so much, he or she will be in so much agony, they'll want to pounce on you or kill you or eat you and things like that. So the verse here explains that it's better to go in front of that kind of bear than where are we? Than a fool bent on folly. That means then explaining yourself or explaining some things to the fool. 15. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. That means, we've seen people, we've seen in courts, we've seen in groups and all that. They kind of punish the innocent. And then those who punish the innocent and those who condemn the innocent, God is saying He detests the both. When God detests them both, what is He going to do? He's going to bring His punishment on such people. So 16. Why should fools have money in hand to buy wisdom when they are not able to understand it? It's a question, isn't it? When they have money in their hands, what will they do? They use it in a wrong way. And also they waste that kind of money. 21. To have a fool for a child brings grief. There is no joy for the parent of that godless fool. See, so important when people call themselves Christians and their children, are wayward. They're not right in their thinking. They're not right in the way of God. What happens to such people? What happens to such parent? It says that there is no happiness in that parent. Sometimes, the child deviate, this happens when there is a godless home. There is like distortion in the home, because it's not that, whether you want to show how some parents want to show that they're very good to their children, that they're very good to the world, when they're totally wicked and have done murders and have done illegal things and all that, but they show to the world. But somewhere along the lines, these kids, they pick up, the children of such parents, they pick up what they have done, what they're doing, and then they become very godless. Why? Because they've not been taught and they have seen what the parents have done, even though the parents have not told them what they have done. So that is the nature. That is actually how God puts things in alignment, so that the wicked also knows about the wicked, the right also knows about the wicked. Verse 23. It's talking about bribes again. The wicked accept bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice. You've seen the same thing in which verse is that? 8. A bribe is seen as a charm by the one who gives it. They think success will come at everything. And also, I think there was one more verse which has this bribe. Yeah, almost like that, like 15, acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent. So 8, 15 and 23 are almost similar. Accepting bribes to pervert the course of justice. God will not do. Wicked people will do that. Who will do that? Again, he's saying very clearly, it is not fools, it is not anyone who is like little wayward or anything like that. It's the wicked. God is calling such people wicked, and only wicked people will they bribe to remove the course of justice. But in such cases, what happens? God surely steps in and He brings justice to the right ones. 26. If imposing a fine on the innocent is not good, surely to flog honest officials is not right. Yeah. So, sometimes in many sectors, in many areas in our country, lot of fines are put on the wrong people, and also honest people are flogged, meaning honest people are attacked. And I can remember, and I can just about like yesterday, I was seeing a reel, and in that, this woman who has like almost like many thousands, I think almost a million or something followers, she talks mostly about health and food and exercise and all that stuff. She was saying that in one of her reels, that, and then she put a very good video about this gas cylinder that we get in India, to do the cooking and all that. So she said, and then she told, like, she was educating people, saying that there are a few numbers on the gas cylinder which are like A, B, C, and D, and it goes according to, like, A is for first 4 months, 3, 6, 9, 12. No, the first 3 months. B is for the suppose A is for 1 to 3 months, B is 3 to 6 months, like that. And then there are also numbers which denote the age of the cylinder and the year of the cylinder, the manufacture of the cylinder and the expiry of that cylinder. And she said, I'm only letting you know because when gas agencies deliver these gas cylinders to homes and commercial places, lot of bursts, gas havocs and things have happened. And it is because people don't realize that they're actually taking an expired cylinder, and because of that they have a huge blast in their homes, and then people have died from that. Many women, especially women, have died and all that, she was saying. So when she told that, when she gave such kind of information on the reel, which is a fact, which is a very truthful and factual information, some of the agencies, gas agencies, I believe, they put a legal what do you call legal fine, and also put a case on her, saying that she was saying such things. So she came out, and then they made her take the video out. But when she went to the court and then presented it and said, I have done enough research and these numbers are for that. What they have given on the cylinder is the number that the agency gives. And I'm only talking about the numbers they have given, not me inventing them or saying wrong things about it. So when she gave the factual information to the court dismissed the case, and she's able to give back the same reel or the video on her Instagram. So, which is, she said, see, sometimes truth can help like millions. And she said she had almost like 2 million viewers to see that. But then because these people, try to find and then put her name in the court, which got dismissed by the court. By God's grace, she said now 4 million views have come, and then they are seeing it and they're knowing the truth. So she's saying what she said was very important. She said sometimes we try to tell the truth to the world, and some people don't like that, or people who have done wickedness against such people, they don't like the truth. So what do? They go all out to put a case on the right people. It happened with me too. They barged in, they are the ones who came on my side, and they attacked and all that, and they went and put a court case on me. I don't understand why. When I went before the judge, she was so kind. She said that, and the pictures were shown. She said they look like criminals and you don't look like that, and where is the need? I mean, what is the need? Whose portion is this that have come in? I said it's mine. So who are they? They are the ones who came into my thing, and where is their proof? They don't have it. So they lied. So this kind of wrong things, they do it. But see, for her, she was able to go and do things and all that. Even for these wicked people, they have put me in the court and said all those things, this Sarah and Janus. But the thing, I'm taking their names because this happened. It is there. It's a public record. And that's why I'm saying this, not going into the logistics. But when I went there, they knew what was happening there. And every evidence was against them and for me. But, uh, it's very sad that these things happen. But in my case, I didn't have to go back and put a this thing lawyer and all that, like how this lady put. But I am putting them in God's hands, so that God's wrath and justice will be seen here, because it's high time, folks. A person cannot be treated like that, especially a single person, a woman, and all that stuff. They cannot be treated like that. Such folks have to be punished by God, and they have to know the power of God for touching the innocent people. So and then just look at this lady. I mean, she's not done anything at all, nothing. She was innocent totally. She just gave a reel video on the gas cylinder, which says that it is like very harmful, very very harmful for the thing. And so it can cause harm to people, but that was not the case. These agencies went against her. So things like that, don't they happen all the time. They're happening since the time man was born. They're happening they happen in every country, in every state, in all over the world. And so these are very kind of like common things, but not common to God, because when we put these things before God, God is a God of justice. He doesn't keep quiet at such things. So I would just encourage, for those who are being wrongly accused or wrongly taken for a ride or being penalized and all those things, don't worry. As much as how you have put your faith and trust in God, trust Him. Why? Because at one point and very soon, God is going to give His vengeance and judgment on such wicked people. Why? Why? Because He said so. It is not our word, right? He said so. He said, these are my rules, these are my laws. Wicked may not believe, but we believe, right? You believe. So when you believe, you keep that hope. You keep that hope. Keep on pursuing that hope. Keep on hoping in that hope. Because what happens at one point, yes, that waiting time might be very difficult, might be very challenging, but still, God gives us the strength, God gives us the hope. And what happens when we put our hope and faith in Him? Our strength is renewed like the eagles, it says, and we will mount up high, and we will soar like eagles, right? So I'm not able to remember the entire words, but yeah. So keep your faith and hope in God, and God will surely deliver, because he is not a man that he will lie, right? So he is the God, the only God, and a God of justice and a God of vengeance, because in Him there is no wrong, in Him there is no lies at all, and He is all holiness and His purity. So we need to trust. We need to trust. When you have put your faith and hope in such a God, you know times and delays and all that might be little challenging, like might be frustrating, very frustrating at times, very challenging at times, but don't worry. God said so, and He will do so. So this is what we need to know about who our God is. And this is what it says in chapter 17, all of the things that I said in Proverbs 17. Now, see, some of the names that I've taken are true, and the reason I've taken is because it's a public record. So that is why I have taken. But I have not gone into the logistics of what is what and all that stuff. So that's another thing. So that's what we need to know we know who our God is. That's why we're putting our trust and hope in Him. But we need to also be little patient and know what He said He will do, what He can do, He will do. And He's the God of the impossible, right? In situations where everything seems to be very chaotic, very disturbing, struggles and all that, no, He will bring us through. Because see, I can testify from all these struggles and chaotic situations and very disturbing moments and all that stuff. I'm actually on the verge of every day I'm seeing a miracle. Every day there is new hope. Every day there is, like, I know that God is in control, and He's doing the right things for me. He's doing great things for me and my daughter. And then so I know these things. Why? Because God just doesn't make you feel stagnant at one place and suddenly give you a miracle. No, sometimes it's a process, sometimes it is sudden, sometimes it is like, right in front of you, you can see, you won't even know it's a miracle, but it is a miracle. Why? Because sometimes your life itself that you're living, your enemies might try to kill you, your enemies might have tried to murder you and all that. Yes, but you haven't seen that, you haven't known that, but God knows what they have done, and He has saved your life. So that, don't you think that is such an unseen miracle that you have enjoyed through the hands of God? So let's be fervent in prayer. Let's be uh, patient, more patient. Difficult, but yes, doable. In prayer and supplication to God, because we know that He's always coming to our aid, and He will come through with great miracles. See, December is a month of miracles. Why I say that? Because why Jesus was a miracle, isn't it? His birth was not common. I'm going to take a little, talk about Christmas here and there. I really wanted to finish Proverbs, because the thing is, I should have finished in the month of November. That was my plan, but because of getting ill with viral fever, it took me like 15 days off of that, and then another 10 days. I'm still kind of like very weak. I have a lot of pains in my leg, but I want to finish what I've committed, and so I'm doing it. So please pray for me and my daughter, and also this is just something that I want to do it for the glory of God. So and thank you all so much for listening. May the Lord bless this word. Thank you.